Welcome to the hidden language of cosplay. My name is Bria K Cosplay, and this is
The Bellamy-cosplay.
And we're here at the HLC, or the hidden language of cosplay, where we talk about all things cosplay. For those who don't know what cosplay is, it's pretty much costume and play. So welcome back, our listeners, and maybe our new
episode 2.
Woo! And welcome to our new listeners who have just joining us now, and
Welcome.
Thank you for joining in and enjoy our journey of our new episode.
Yeah, so just for those that don't know, I'll just add to that as well. We go live at 4 p.m. every Monday afternoon. And yeah, so here on Twitch, and then we upload to YouTube a few days later for those that do miss us. And you can also watch a few days after on Twitch here as well.
Yep.
So make sure to check in and give us a bit of a view. Make sure to follow us on Instagram to keep up to date with what we'll be talking about each week, and give us your questions and all your little comments and feedback, because that's what we need.
We need all that feedback.
We're very rookie at this.
Yes, a lot. So our topic today is something very special. It's crossplay and gender bends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that Ben knows quite a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So today we decided we were going to don some of our wigs. So Ben's wearing his lovely, very platinum white. It's just white.
It's just
wig.
white. Yeah. Oh, that was loud. Sorry.
Loud. And then I'm just wearing just a very short wig that I found.
That you cut yourself as well.
That I cut myself
Oh,
very
talent.
badly. Yeah, you haven't seen the back of it. You don't want to see the back of it.
No one's seen the back of this one either. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get into it. How do we start? We did have a question. I think we should probably answer that first off. So we got a question submitted to our Instagram page a few days ago, once we announced what we would be talking about. Did it again.
I think
every
we're going to do this every
that.
episode.
Okay, if it's not an episode, I will. So our question here, I'll ask it to you because I think you are more equipped to answer this question. So this was submitted by Jedi Gem on Instagram. So her question is, for girls that are looking to do crossplay or gender bending, how do you smush your stuff down in the front?
Yeah. Look, personally, I haven't done it yet, but from what I have seen, a lot of females do bind their chest.
Yeah.
So the old technique was just using bandages and wrapping around. But it has now come to the conclusion that it's actually quite dangerous for us in the chest area because it can...
It would, because it's like so fleshy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to word this.
So it will end up actually hurting... it's going to end up hurting your breasts, and it's also going to hurt your ribs.
I also heard that you can potentially break bones as
yeah,
well.
It's
if
you
binds too hard.
If you do it too tight, it will...
I guess it's the same as a corset as well.
Corsets
would be very similar. Like if you do them
yes,
too
if
tight.
if you're not used to them. With corsets, you have to obviously waist train with it.
Yeah, you have to waist train.
Example.
We'll get into that later in the episode.
But you, instead of going fully tight the first try, you have to gradually do it. So
and I guess it's also a comfort thing as well. Like you've got to, like if something doesn't feel right when you're doing something, it's probably because it's not.
Yeah, if it's hurting, get it off.
Like don't just sleep through the pain.
So there are do your research for the binding because there are places who do have their own inventions, I guess, with it. I guess. And like a safe way of doing it.
Which I think is really cool as well, like in today's day and age that there are those options to do it safely, do it well, do it without actually causing permanent damage to you.
Just don't hurt yourself.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Like cosplay isn't worth it to hurt yourself. Just
like most definitely.
Yeah.
Like you can do some serious permanent damage. Like don't do that.
Yeah, no.
at all.
So that would be my advice. Just do a little bit of research.
That's some really good advice as well.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Jedi Gem, for
Yes.
submitting that on Instagram. If you have any other questions or anything like that, like I said, submit them there, and we'll answer them each week, even if it's not in relation to the topic. We're good with answers and questions.
Yes, definitely.
But I guess that brings us to our first topic, which I think we're going to just get straight into, gender bending.
Gender bend.
So, gender bending. So for those that don't know what gender bending is, I guess like you gender bend more than I do.
Yeah. So the gender bend is it's taking a character and then just kind of changing it to the opposite sex. So for me, I've done a female Casey Jones, which is a character from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I took that character, which is a male character, and I changed him up to become a female.
All right.
So I kept the short hair, but it kept it more feminine.
Yeah.
I wore like a crop top and jeans. So I still kept
the idea
of it.
Yeah.
But then I just changed him from a man to a woman.
To a woman, yeah.
Where with Cap, I just had the suit, but then I kept my long hair for it,
which looks still really, really cool.
Yeah. So there's different aspects of gender bending that you can do. Yeah.
So it's really just like taking something that's already predetermined or like has been designed and kind of making it. I find that a lot of people gender bend the opposite of their sex. Like it's not like as a man, I wouldn't gender bend a male character into a female character. I don't know a lot of people that like that. To me isn't gender bending.
Yeah.
That would more fall under crossplay to me.
Cosplay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like that to me is the difference between gender bending. So say for example, I've gender bent. I try to not really gender bend characters just as a personal thing. But I did do a like Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, and I did that as a gender bend. So I swapped it from being a female character to a male character.
And it works.
It works, yeah,
like,
it does.
A lot of things, it works. Like, it'd be hard if the female character was all in pink and bows and frills and stuff, and you would have to somehow
adjust that.
But there is a way to be able to do it, and you use your imagination. And
which I kind of really like as well.
Yeah.
Is that you're kind of like really changing. Like you're really challenging yourself to take something that's already designed.
Yeah.
And instead of just copying it, I guess, you're actually doing it completely different. Like you're just taking a concept and adjusting it, which is really, really cool, I think, personally. I think that takes a lot more skill and devotion, I guess, to the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much gender bend. And
Crossplay would be more in my department.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know what crossplay is, it's kind of like a lot of people, I don't know how to start this conversation. So a lot of people like personally ask me like why I cosplay as a male, like as a man, why I cosplay as female characters as if they are women. Personally, I find that, just personal opinion, this is not to say that anyone's opinions is wrong or anything like that. I just personally think that I shouldn't have to worry about liking a character, whether it be male or female, and then taking that and swapping its gender to fit a societal standard. For me, personally. That's just my personal opinion, is that like, to me, like, I fall in love with this character not because they're a man or a woman, but I fall in love with that character because it's a personality thing. Like, normally they have some sort of attitude or some sort of skill set or something like that I aspire to be in my everyday life.
Yeah.
So I take that character and I turn myself into that character because that's what I aspire to be, not because it's a man or because it's a woman. So to me, crossplay falls into that little like gray area in between gender bending, and a lot of people tell me that what I do is drag, which to me it's not.
It's not, no.
Drag is like personally, I think drag is to exaggerate the femininity and to really like overexpress your feminine attributes. But crossplay is kind of like cross-dressing, I guess, and that's where the cross comes into it.
Yeah.
But you're still joining the whole cosplay thing. So it's kind of like a mix of the two. And I just like representing the character as the character and what the character's like in whatever fandom I'm watching it from.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not really it's just really just taking a character and representing it. And it just happens to be a different sex to what you identify as.
Yeah.
So that's just a personal thing to me. I just think that I personally don't really gender bend very often, but that's just because I'm comfortable dressing in the way that a character looks.
Yeah. Well, when you asked me what characters I've done gender bend, and I just instantly thought of Cap.
Yeah.
And that was the first time. I'm like, oh no, I've only done one. And then the more I've thought about it, I'm like, no, I've actually done a few actually.
Yeah.
I've done Captain America. I've done a female Casey Jones. I've done a female Han Solo when the Solo movie came out. That was fun because I still kept the aspect of like him wearing the jean, like the pants and the shirt and the vest, but I wore like a long wig, and then it still had like a feminine side to the character, but it was just
Which I kind of really like when people, like, I respect all forms of cosplay, no matter what you do, but I really actually enjoy seeing like gender bends as well, because to me, like, it's so creative. Like, you have to change a concept that's already made and like really adjust that to fit you and your personality and what you want to wear and what you want to do. So I know people that have done like, say, for example, I don't know, a mirror or someone that wears a tight bodysuit and they won't feel comfortable wearing a bodysuit, or they won't want to do that, but they want to gender bend the character. So they'll completely redesign the entire character.
Yeah.
And like, you still know it's that character, but the entire outfit's completely different.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing that people can do that.
Can do that.
Yeah.
And it makes it more being able to, say, walk around at a convention and be comfortable, but then still be like recognized, I guess.
Like the amount of times I've changed costumes because I didn't want to do a certain thing, or like I'm not comfortable with showing that off, or because like, for example, my first crossplay was Scarlet Witch. Yeah. And so for Scarlet Witch, I was fine doing the whole shaving of the legs. I was fine wearing a corset. Also, back to corset training, definitely do that. I did not. So there's a story to that. But
that's right, later
stage.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't want to show, I wasn't confident in the way, because it was my first ever cosplay. I wasn't comfortable in the way that, so in Avengers Infinity War, Scarlet Witch's dress still grinds my gears, but it comes all the way down to like here in the middle point. For those that can see, it comes down to like the chestal part. Yeah. And she's showing off cleavage. She's showing like her necklace sits in her cleavage, and like that's all well and good for the character. But I personally, I was uncomfortable. I didn't even know how to make like a man's chest look like breasts or look like a woman's chest. So what I did was I just bought a dress that literally just cut off here. Yeah. So I still had the entire like female chest. You could still tell I was a woman. And the necklace literally just sat in the exact same part, but it was just over the cloth. So I wasn't revealing. Yeah. And that was a personal thing to me. Like, I slightly adjusted the costume to fit my comfortability. Yeah. Whether now I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Let's do it all out. Like, whatevs.
Yeah. I know with Cap, so I did research for Cap and just to see what other females had done.
That's always a good way of doing it as well, is to like look at what other people have done.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone at the time, everyone that I had seen who'd done a gender bend of Cap was boobs, corset, short skirt, or like very tight pants and stuff. Very long hair, and it came off very sexy, very alluring. And I'm like, that's just not Cap for me.
Oh, definitely.
Because Cap's that's not Cap at all. So when I decided to go for the actual suit, like it's a 3-piece suit, and like I have no curves showing at all, maybe a little butt, but that's it. But then,
But I think that's a good way to go around it as well. Like,
yeah, well, I had no figure at all to it. And I felt really confident dressed up as Cap like that, because I wasn't going off and showing like cleavage and figure and like curves.
It all comes down to your comfortability as a person as well.
I felt so much more comfortable in that suit.
I think that's a really important aspect as well.
Just corsets in general are like.
I actually.
Oh God.
First fight on episode 2. I actually adore corsets.
I do like them.
I adore them. I will take any opportunity to wear one.
Wear them.
Like, for a costume. If I'm like, all right, I want to do this, I'm like, yes, corset. So I just shot that sounded bad. For those that don't know, shot in my terminology means that I just did like a photo shoot.
Like, I get what you mean.
So it's the short lingo of that. So I just did a shoot, I'll call it a shoot instead, of Atlanta from Aquaman, which is, for those that don't know, that is Nicole Kidman's character, who is Aquaman's mother. And she wears, the costume I did was this baggy white t-shirt, and I'm like, it's a baggy white t-shirt. No one's going to care if I'm like cinched in the waist. I still wore a corset. I was like, I need to be able to do this. If I put my hand on my hip, I want it to look a certain way. I just really wanted to just get in the corset. Let's be real.
I guess you can get into character like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, even just chucking on a wig, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Like, I'm a woman now.
See, like, I do like wearing corsets. Like, I wore a corset for Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Just to get like that's kind of that small waist, but I don't really choose characters that require me to have a corset.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with a corset.
No.
I do like wearing them. I'm like, wow, my waist looks really amazing in this. Like, wow.
You can't really do a lot in a corset though.
No, can't really sit much.
I know that if I wear a corset to a con, I don't eat the entire day. Like, I know that sounds really bad, and I do not condone not eating, but it just makes you feel so much more bloated and, like, uncomfortable, and you just feel like you're showing that in your costume, because most of the time when you do have a corset on in a costume, normally it's something that's, like, it's there to give that figure.
Yeah.
It's not just there to kind of, like, sit there.
Yeah.
Not like my Atlanta.
Has to suck everything in.
Yeah, well, because, like, even my Sabrina that I wore to Supernova, it was such a tight dress that I needed to do the corset the tightest I've ever done a corset. And that was just to fit the dress on, because being a really tall man in a woman's outfit, it's really hard to size things and still make it look good.
Yeah.
So, like, I had to wear a corset to bring it all in, to even just zip up the back. And so, like, that corset was so tight. If I ate, not only would it feel uncomfortable in my stomach, it would show somewhere. Like, in my head it would.
Yeah.
So I try not, I know that sounds so bad, but I try not to really, like, eat in a corset, which is so unhealthy. But
it hurts to sit as well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable. Also, they're so empowering at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm very, like, torn in them.
Something about corsets does make it very empowering. And you kind of bring it in from, like, what was it, like the Victorian age or whatever, where they wore them all the time, and it just makes you feel a little powerful.
It does. It's just such a, like, thing. It's such a mood.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a corset today.
Like, legitimately, I even considered wearing one just for this episode, just to show. I actually bought it.
Did you?
I did. For those that want to see what a corset looks like, I will represent a corset for you.
And if you're listening to it audio, you're just going to have to go and watch it on our
YouTube or Twitch.
YouTube or Twitch. You're able to see corset.
Okay, so this is the corset I wear for every single costume. I only own one corset. I owned a second one for Scarlet Witch. The day of the con, it broke.
Oh no.
Which is fine. It was a cheap and nasty $20 corset, as you do. And what happened was I didn't try it on beforehand because I was like, oh, this is a weird concept to wear a corset as a man. And so I didn't want to put it on until the day, and I was like, I just don't want to try it on and like feel weird about it. So
So tip, guys, put on the corset. Or
Yes.
put on everything that you need to wear
Yes.
at a con at least a week before
yes,
before the convention.
because I did not. So when I first wore a corset properly, I got someone else to tighten it for me.
Yeah.
I would also not recommend that because they will do it as tight as you ask them to, even if it looks or feels ridiculous.
Yep.
But I was determined. I was like, I'm going to put this on and it's going to be the tightest thing in the world. I am going to be cinched to the gods like nothing is going to happen. I wore it for 8 hours straight,
Oh my god.
which is fine. Whatever. I can do that now. But I took it off, and just another FYI tip to the listeners or viewers out there. Also, slowly release a corset. Just as an FYI. Not for anything really like visually, more for internally. Because that sounds really bad, but it is such a like sudden rush to like it's literally squishing everything that's inside you up. So you're literally like your stomach's moved, everything's moved, and you're just kind of like this tight little ball of organs. When you release that, it's gonna all like just suddenly drop out. So just release it slowly because it's such a weird feeling and a weird sensation that sometimes like I've heard of people actually doing that and passing out.
Oh wow.
Because it's such a like
I haven't done
sudden like all the blood's like flowing back and
Yeah.
like everything's just kind of hitting you all
Blood
at once.
flows back.
Well, yeah, and you've been sitting in it for like 9 hours at a con. Like
Ew.
it's all kind of stuck where it is. Like
Yeah.
the minute you alleviate, it's just gonna all flush out. So like just really make sure that you're slowly taking off a corset.
Yeah.
I know that sounds ridiculous, but I normally take about 20 minutes on average to slowly release a corset. And I'm not a bigger person. I'm quite skinny. I'm quite lean. So literally this sits literally on my bones.
Yeah.
Like that's how ridiculous it is. But yeah, so like just slowly alleviate, like don't rush into it. But on that note, here's a corset for our viewers.
It's a good tip actually because I just let it go and I'm like,
No,
oh, I feel so much
I would
better
also say
now.
the same for binding. If
Binding,
you're going
yeah.
to bind for like a costume or gender bending, don't release really quickly. Like slowly alleviate it. It's pretty much like anything. Don't rip off a Band-Aid that you don't have to rip off.
Yeah.
Like just slowly let it do its
Just
thing.
do its thing.
Do
Yeah.
its thing. So this is a corset. You can't really see because it's black. Let's bring it forward. So this is a corset. As you can see, it's got the ropes, etc., on the back, and it's got this one specifically does up at the front. Most do not do that.
And it's an underbust, isn't it?
It
I've got a
is,
couple.
yes. I like an underbust solely, that sounds weird, but I like an underbust because it allows me to kind of make the top half however big or small
Yeah.
I want it to be. So for those listening, I'm going to reveal that just the weekend past, I just did a brand new costume, and it is 11 from Stranger Things. Now, Stranger Things, obviously 11's a 12-year-old girl. You don't want to make a 12-year-old girl overly sexualized or overly busty, I guess.
Yeah.
So in this corset, I was able to literally just wear a bra underneath. I'm already very flat-chested, obviously, because I'm a man. And
No, really.
but it looked like I was a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Because all I wore was a bra. I didn't feel it. I didn't do anything else. It was just a bra and a corset. Gave me the shape, and the bra just gave me that. So I wouldn't like overdo it, I guess. Like, don't overdo it with corsets. Corsets are they're also very expensive to buy a good one.
I think my one is like a $20.
Yeah, they're very, yeah.
$20
Like
one.
I think I bought this. I don't even remember where I bought this. That's how ridiculous that is. I have no idea. I don't remember.
I got off mine from eBay.
This is going to sound really bad for our younger viewers, but the easiest place to go and try a corset on, and this sounds ridiculous, don't judge me, is a adult shop. Sounds bad, I know, but most times they have corsets in stock. So if you want to, because they do come in different sizes, and so buying them online is very hard because you don't know your size in a
Yeah.
corset or how they fit or like how you want it to look. So I recommend going in there if you're at that age, obviously
18 and over.
18 and over. Yeah, definitely like go in and try on a
Try it
corset. They
out,
will let
yeah.
you try them on. Normally they let you try them on over clothes as well, so you can actually walk around the store and actually, like, if you've got friends with you or something like that, and ask for their opinions of how
Yeah.
they fit and how, like, take someone that has worn a corset. But yeah, that's a little tip from me.
Yep.
But yeah, that's where I bought my first one, was literally a sex shop.
Nice.
And yeah, it sounds ridiculous, but I didn't know where else to buy it in a small country town.
Yeah, true. That is
Yeah,
true.
and shipping is ridiculously slow to a small country town as well. So it'd take like 4 or 5 weeks to get it from like overseas.
Ah.
Yeah, and I didn't know my size because I'm a man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just kind of got whatever. I was just like, oh yeah,
This works.
this works. Like they recommend for corsets is you get a size smaller. So
They do, yeah.
if I was like a size, say a size 10, they would say,
Which is also my size as an FYI. You do a lot of process of elimination when you're a man trying to look like a girl.
yeah. Well, you get a size 8 so that you can.
I have made that mistake. Women's shoes, you can't find a size 11 in stock in an actual store. You have to
No.
buy them online. On a side note,
Yes.
it's ridiculous the amount of shoes I've had to return. Anyway, sorry. That's my rant for today.
Your rant for the
Women,
day.
you need bigger shoes in store.
Yeah, actually.
Like, not even for my sake, for bigger feeted women. Like,
That's
that's
me.
what I mean. Like,
That's me.
let's not get on the sexist topic just yet.
Um,
Save that for episode 10.
episode 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, corsets are great. I like them.
Corsets are good.
Also do them up yourself.
Yeah, well, when I've put a corset on, I just do it myself. I just kind of
Yeah, I just do it until it feels comfortable.
yoink.
Yeah.
And then once it feels comfortable, then I just put in a little bit more.
Yeah,
And
because
it's like,
you don't
okay,
want to
I'm
be
good.
like overly comfortable in it, but you also don't want to be like not able
Not
to breathe
breathe.
in it.
That I've done that mistake. That was
All I'm thinking is Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah.
Like,
That's always my first thought.
is
Pirates of the
literally,
Caribbean
I'm
for a
like, am I
corset.
going to be up on stage in a cosplay competition and I'm just going to go off the side like, oh my God.
See, I actually have to start corset training myself now because I'm doing Snow White in at the end of
A
this
lot of the
year.
Disney princesses.
So I'm like, I need a corset to this, and I'm going to be going on stage, and I'm like, I don't want to turn out like the swan from Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm like, I need to do some.
We're just going to do some
Corset
training.
training.
Do it at home, chuck it on for a few hours, see how it feels.
Just don't go to bed with it.
Even then. No, I'm kidding.
Just don't do
that.
it.
Don't do that. I'm joking. That was a joke. That's my sense of humor. Please don't actually do that. bellarmycosplay told me to sleep on it. No. Do not do that.
All right.
So corsets.
Corset.
I think we rambled a little. Like we've gone way off gender bending
little
to
bit.
like corsets.
Corsets,
Woo.
well,
But
but-
they're really fun.
Well, it does kind of come into the concept of like of crossplay in gender bend.
This is true. I also know a lot of people make their own corsets as well, which I would not know how to do. But they actually sell
trying
at
to do
fabric
myself.
places. They actually sell spine plastic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
for those that don't know, there's little spines in the corset. That actually is what gives you the figure.
Figure, yeah.
So it's hard plastic that literally sits in there and creates all that. And it's really good. Like, they're just hard. Like, they're bendy.
Yeah,
Like,
then
you
it
can
is,
bend them.
but they keep
You
it
can bend them.
keep the structure a little
Yeah,
bit.
structure is good. Oop.
Cap's going
Caps.
down.
We got a jumper. And they give you so much rope as well.
Yeah,
So you can like really adjust
adjust
or
things.
tie it up or however you really want it to look. Like I've done costumes that literally I just wanted it aesthetically pleasing with the ropes.
the ropes.
So like,
Yeah,
I barely ever wear this on the outside though, but when I do, those ropes needs to show.
yes.
But yeah, so that's a corset. I'm gonna put that away. We should do a like how to put on a corset like tutorial. And
Yeah,
this
we
is how
should
you
do
do
it. This
it.
is how we do it.
I feel like I've got one of those like fans, like Yeah. Is that? That's so
That's the thing.
nice. There's lice. Oh, they're just good. Anyway,
Chuck.
there goes the corset. We're moving on. All right. Well, so gender bending. What do you find the hardest thing about gender bending? Because I don't do a lot of gender bending. So what's the hardest thing for you for gender bending? Because I'm curious.
The hardest thing would be probably, I don't know. Because,
I asked a too hard a question. I'm really sorry, guys.
I've only done it a few times, and I think it's trying to embody that character, especially for
Enough,
you doing
I
photo
guess,
shoots,
yeah.
enough for the character to come through for the photos, but then also still that kind of gender bend
Okay.
style, I guess.
So
when
like
I was
staying feminine when you're a male character, but also still making sure that people read the character as that character, I guess.
Well, when I did Cap, I had to make sure that I didn't do feminine poses. I had to do a lot of action shots,
right.
and a
to
lot
make
of
it sure that you're
make myself kind of like look kind of big a little bit in the suit. I also when I was a lot of things I had on Cap, because obviously my other two gender bends have been just for photo shoots, or I went to like obviously the midnight screening for the Han Solo story movie. But with Cap, I actually took it out to a con, and the whole time at the con I'd be called, loving your suit, Miss America. And I just got called
not like Captain America.
No, I was being called Miss America the whole time, and I'm like, it's not Miss, it is Captain America, and I feel that's it kind of downgrades women with that, because
kind of degrades
women
that.
Can be captains as well. Like we shouldn't be instantly be.
I guess it really just comes to the whole like. I know we were gonna try and stay away from the sexism topic just because that's a bit of a taboo topic, I guess, episode 2. But it's definitely true though. Like, even as a cross player, I would say that like I have had worse experiences dressed as a woman than I have when I'm dressed in like a Cedric Diggory or like any other male character. And it's very frustrating. It's very eye-opening. Yeah. Like, no, I get very passionate about it because it annoys me so much. But it just like, I don't know. Like, I don't like the first time I ever crossplayed a Scarlet Witch, I got catcalled, I got touched. Like, people would just come up and be like touching the costume and stuff like that from behind me, so I didn't even see what they would look like until I like turn around. Like, that is very. If you're a man and you hear about these topics and you hear about these issues and you like don't really get it, or you're not understanding, and you're just kind of like, well, you asked for it because you wore that, or whatever you really like think. You can't really put yourself in that position or understand it 100% completely until you actually put on that high heel stiletto that you should be doing anyway and literally live a day in the life of a woman. Like, I have a very deep voice. I wouldn't say that my voice is feminine, but when I'm not talking and I'm dressed in cosplay, a lot of people will be like, oh, look at that woman. Like, some of them, it's obvious I'm a man, but others are like, oh, I don't know if that is, or something like that. So it's very, very eye-opening when you get all of these things. I also find that, like, personally, I don't know if you've experienced this, but when you're walking around a con and you're dressed as a female character, people don't move. They do not get out of your way. No. They will literally put themselves in your walkway just to bump against you. And it's very frustrating because you put so much time and effort into a costume. But not only that, it's so rude. But if I'm a male character, I can walk through a con and not really bump shoulders with very many people. Like, there'll be the accidental occasional like bump here, but not anything that's like, I'm going to go out of my way to like get in your way. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd always, when I was in Poison Ivy, I would constantly have to.
You like, literally have to weave
my way around, and I'd be stopped because someone stepped on my train, which is like easy to do. But then I'm like, there's no one around me, and you're right. I ride up, like right
that's
up
what I mean.
Me.
Like, it's
why
really
are you doing that?
Weird. It's not weird because like like I know that happens, but it's very different when you
Yeah.
experience it firsthand. I would honestly recommend if you're a straight guy, a gay guy, a non-binary guy, whatever you identify as, like literally get in a crossplay sometime in your life. I don't care if it's once, I don't care if it's every weekend, I don't care, but you just have to do it once at a con because you will literally, your entire experience and your entire ideology of being a man will completely change.
Especially especially in the cosplay
Especially in cosplay community. Because it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Like you've experienced so much firsthand, which is it's just so eye-opening. I get far too passionate about it and I can ramble for hours about it because I just can't stress enough how degrading it feels, I guess. Like
Yeah, well, that's what I felt with when I was as Cap, and I'm like, so every time someone say Miss America, granted, a lot of the people who were saying Miss America were men. There was a couple of females, but
it's because you're not sticking to a like stereotypical societal point of view.
Yeah.
Like you have to be this.
Yes. So every time they would say, "Oh, Miss America," I'm like, "It's Captain America," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Cap," and then walk away. And this is when I'm coming to the subject of so I met John Barrowman as Cap,
who is amazing,
who is such a beautiful man.
He's such a beautiful human being.
Beautiful
I love
human
him so
being.
much.
So I had the opportunity to meet him as Cap, and my scenario in my head was I was going to salute him, going hello Captain Harkness, because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
And then my thought that he was going to be like, oh, Cap. And when I walked up, I was so nervous, and I did it. And he did exactly what my scenario was in my head. He's like, Cap. He didn't say Miss America. He didn't say anything like that. He just went, Cap, and saluted me. And I was like, okay.
I just love
I'm
that.
Good.
Like that is.
Because obviously he knows all that. He's a very gay man, but he's a beautiful human being.
I guess that really, like, that's just so beautiful. When people actually like, not only acknowledge the effort that you've put in, or like, some people really struggle with confidence issues and feeling like when you go out of your way to put yourself in a position where you're doing a character that can be read very, very differently. Like it just, I'm getting annoyed. I'm really sorry. It's arcing me up. Because I just, like, you're putting yourself out there. Like, it takes a lot of guts to sit there and be like, hey, today I'm going to chuck on a corset. I'm going to chuck on some heels. I am going to go and I am going to dress as a woman today.
Yeah.
Because I love the character. It's what I want to do. But to go out into a world where you don't know anyone, like, you don't know who you're around. You don't, like, I wouldn't walk down the street alone when I'm dressed as a woman in a character. Not because I am not proud of the character, not because I just don't want to open myself up to like that sort of hate that can happen in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everyone's like that, because I have some people run up to me and they're like, oh my God, you're beautiful. Like, you look great. You like embody the character, which is amazing. And I love those people so much, but they are like the diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
They are not always there. And it's a sad world we live in when that comes in. And just hearing stories like that, where it's just such a beautiful story, it just
gets to you.
It just gets to you.
And for the rest of the day, it made me feel really great. I was just like, oh,
that's what I mean. Like, someone acknowledged the effort and the timing.
Well, the whole day I did have majority of the people who I did photos with, or I like talked to them and stuff, they were obviously calling me Cap. And it was great. It was really good. But it was just the odd one that I didn't even know. Like, there would just be strangers just walking past me, and they'll be like, oh, loved your suit, Miss America. Oh, looking great, Miss America. And I'm just like, that kind of brought it down a bit. I'm like, no, but I'm Captain America. Like, I shouldn't be downgraded to be Miss just because I'm doing a gender bend of Cap. Shouldn't be, I automatically is downgraded because I'm a woman.
Yeah. Like, I get that completely. Like, I would not say that I am, like, I do not identify as transgender. I do not identify as, like, to me, I am like a happy gay man Also, just so you're aware, you don't have to be gay to crossplay, on a side note.
Yeah.
Just on a little tangent there. But I just find that, like, when I'm in a costume as, say, Sabrina, or I've done, like, Atomic Blonde or anything like that, like, when I'm dressed as a woman, I honestly would prefer you to acknowledge that I'm a woman, I guess. Like, I don't mind if you know me personally and you're like, oh, hey, he's, like, dressed as this and stuff like that. But that's fine. But, like, when I put so much time and effort to look like a woman and I'm kind of, like, feeling my oats and stuff, it's kind of like, you know, like, it does degrade it. Like, it kind of makes you second guess every little bit of effort you've put into that costume. Because then I'm like, oh, is there something off, like, that I didn't think through enough? Because obviously, like, they're still reading me as if I'm a man.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I am a man. But to a certain extent, it kind of gets a little tiring sometimes. Like, you're like, I've put so much effort in. I've done so much. Like, this hasn't been easy. Like, for me, I would say cosplaying as a woman is so much harder than cosplaying as a man. Like, because obviously I am a man. But I don't wear any makeup when I'm a man, like male cosplay. But when I'm a female cosplay, I have to get up maybe 3-4 hours before I even leave for the con. Because I want to make sure that everything is fine-tuned.
Yeah.
I need to make sure everything fits. I need to make sure that everything's adjusted. I need to brush out a wig. Like, it's those little fine details. And, like, they're not easy costumes.
No.
I would say the same about your cap as well. Like, you would be fine-tuning everything. You'd be like, is my hair too long? Is it too short?
Well,
is it...
hence why I curled it, just to keep that kind of a short line, because obviously it's still quite
To give it that masculine look, but still feminine look. Yeah.
Well, when my hair's a bit longer, am planning to pull up into a ponytail, but in like a 40s style.
Yeah.
So I've still had that feminine look, but you've got like the suit that's very no figure at all.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah.
It just degrades a little bit. And we've rambled a little longer.
I've just let you go.
Sorry, guys. I get very heated. I feel like this is like a part 1 and part 2 thing. Like, we need a part 2 in somewhere in these episodes because I have a lot of unpacking for this. And I did warn you before we started that I get very heated about this. It is something I'm very, very passionate about.
Yes. And we have to thank the production that's
Yes, I do. I'm just going to pull up the ad because I'm not... that prepared. I'm really sorry, everyone. Uh-oh.
What have you done?
Uh-oh. I've lost where it is. Oh, wait. That's because I'm in the wrong Instagram account. Sorry, everyone. The navigation of Instagram. So yeah, that's crossplay. Sorry, I'm just pulling it up. We wouldn't be able to do this without so many people. Not only you guys, obviously, like, we love our listeners. But there are so many amazing people behind all this, and a lot of them you can't see on screen because there's just us two.
Yep.
And we're fabulous and whatnot. But these people are even more fabulous. Sorry, it's just loading, everyone. We really don't give them the plug they deserve ever. Yeah, okay.
Read it.
Okay, so Scrambled Pixels is a podcast production house that supplies the equipment, space, and technical know-how that goes into producing your own podcast, just like this here.
They provided us with the microphones, the headphones, the cameras, this awesome
amazing location. It's really easy to get to as well, like, especially if you're, like, obviously if you're Brisbane-based.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Like, it's right in the valley. Like, it's easy access.
Bang. It's great.
It's a 10-minute walk from the train station. Get on this, guys. So SP, or Scrambled Pixels, are on the hunt for Brisbane-based people that want the quick and easy way to get their podcasts off the ground and into the airwaves. Scrambled Pixels offers affordable production packages, a Twitch network with a shared live audience. Sure, you could produce your own show, but at the cost of time that you could have spent literally fine-tuning every other thing about your character. You can't deliver a relatable character to your audience if you're checking cameras and audio levels. Like, we literally walk in here and we're just like, hey, I'm going to wear a wig today. Let's get on air.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to check anything. It's all taken care of. These guys are very good at what they do.
Yeah, very professional.
They're very, very professional. And also, they're really fun to just talk to. I don't know.
They're a total hoot.
It sounds really bad because there's one sitting right over in the corner and he's blushing, I swear. So Scramble Pixels already records, edits, and has the SP network streaming weekly podcasts to an audience that is thirsty for more. They also edit our YouTube videos for us as well. So because I have no clue about technology.
No, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Like I can design a wig, but I cannot for the life of me work a camera. So if you're after a service that takes the hassle out of the boring technical side of podcast production, then Scramble Pixels is most definitely for you, and I would most definitely recommend them. For any more information, go to scramblepixels.com/join the network and get your podcast into people's ears. To every single listener out there, please do. Like, just give them a bit of a research. Like, have a look. Follow them on Twitch. Follow them on Instagram. Stay up to date. Even if you don't want to start right now, there's always the future.
Have a look at some of the podcasts that they have sponsored.
They do quite a few.
Yeah.
And there's some really good ones as well. And you can watch them on Twitch if you want to know like what else they do besides obviously cosplay us.
Yes.
There's quite a bit that they do. So you should definitely go check them out.
Yes.
I think.
I definitely.
Definitely. And they're so lovely. Oh, I'm really sad that we're at 50 minutes already because I have so much more to talk about. But, whatever.
All right, so
and you know what's even funnier? That just loaded
just
after
loaded up.
we read that. Okay, fine, whatever.
So what would be? I thought we've kind of touched on it, like your process of crossplay, or what could people do? Because it's different. I've heard like different things that
I think
especially for men, they do different things to get into it.
Are we talking about tucking?
Yeah,
Is that what we're asking?
I guess.
We're asking a tucking question. All right.
Let's get into it.
In the behind the scenes feature, I'll show you how to tuck. No, I'm kidding. Okay, because this is going to be a shadow reveal for anyone that follows me on Instagram. I don't tuck.
Oh.
I know that sounds bad. Maybe. I don't know. Does that sound bad? I don't really know anymore. I just kind of do my own thing. I know people that do.
Yeah. I know people.
I feel that it depends on what costume you're doing. So most of the time, because this comes down all the way back to comfortability, like whatever you're comfortable with. The way that I get prepared is I research a character, how they look, how they like their costume, what type of style they look, what I'm comfortable with doing. For example, I won't say never because maybe one day, but I have not previously done, say, for example, a Black Widow, because everyone asks me to do a Black Widow because it is one of the most popular female characters in the Marvel Universe, but I do not have the body confidence or the confidence to sit there and even in my own skill set to be like, hey, I'm going to wear a skin tight bodysuit today as a man dressing as a woman, because there's just a few things personally. I don't know how to tuck safely because obviously like corsets, obviously like binding, tucking involves, for those that don't know what tucking is, it's a drag technique where you literally, I don't know how to say this family friendly, you put your appendages back up inside you and then kind of duct tape your peni underneath it all to hold it in place and kind of like make it look like you don't have a penis.
Yeah.
That's the best family friendly version I can do. So it's kind of like, that is a lot of effort. Like, not effort, like people do it, but it's a lot of like, you would have to try that before you do it. You cannot just sit there and be like, tomorrow I'm going to like cosplay as Black Widow and I'm going to stick my balls back inside me. No.
No, you have to
That's not how it works.
it.
You can injure yourself ridiculously easy. This is too much information, but I have a friend, I'm not going to name any names, that has gone to tuck before and has actually twisted them and had to get surgery to untwist them. So it's not as safe as everyone thinks. So like, it's not easy. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, I'm going to put these back in me. No. Just cannot stress enough, do not do that. Obviously, what I would recommend is there's a lot of research. You can actually Google YouTube videos of how to do it.
Yeah.
YouTube will show you the way. There are a lot of talented drag queens. You just have to look at the 11 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, they do videos outside of that show that will show you how to tuck safely, how to do it in a way that makes you look like a woman. But for me, that comes down to comfortability. I'm not comfortable with doing that just yet. Maybe one day, who knows? But then that to me also blurs my lines of my understanding of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I don't consider what I do drag, but tucking kind of feels more draggy, I guess. I don't know. It's just a personal thing. I apologize to anyone that I'm potentially offending. But yeah, so to me, like, research and get a comfortable corset, get some really nice wigs. So say, for example, this wig here is a lace front. So it's not the cheapest of wigs, but it like works.
It works.
It looks good. This one here is a $20. I think I paid $29.95 off eBay. It's really terrible at the back. Like, I can see, like, you can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, it's terrible. But it's really good for what it works. Like, it works. It's done it. Like, just get something that you're comfortable wearing and you think looks good. Corsets. It's really awkward to go shopping for bras as a man, just on a side note. So what I do when I have one, no, I lie, I have maybe 2 or 3 because I lose them.
How do you lose them?
I don't know. I don't know. I just do. Like, you chuck them in the wash, they get washed, and then they just fall. Like, they're like the socks of women's stuff. They just leave. They just run
We must
away.
be very different because I never lose out of any of my bras.
That's because they're bloody expensive. I don't have to wear mine every day, I guess. Like, I wear them
This is
only
true.
for costumes, so they get hung up with the costume and that's it. Like, then they mysteriously disappear. But yeah, so I always recommend finding a female friend that you're comfortable with or knows what you're into and what you're wanting to do, and just take them with you. Like, because they know cup sizes better than you do. They know what fits and what feels comfortable and what will give a better look. Because I found that, like, the first ever bra I bought was literally like a nothing bra. There was no push up in it. There was nothing like that. It's like hard to shape your chest.
A training
like,
bra, in a way. I
kind
guess.
of, yeah. Well, so what I have is I have a push up bra. Okay, episode 2 for 2. So I have a push up bra for mine.
Yeah.
Everyone always asks me what I use to fill the bra, I guess. And this is going to be, like, this is 90s movies right here. Like, this is the down low and I will get ripped to shreds, I already know. Some people use chicken fillets. Other people will use plastic breastplates. All of those items, a breastplate is really expensive and normally you have to get it shaped to your body. B, like, chicken fillets are just, I just don't understand them and how to work
chicken
them.
fillets, I was just like,
Yeah, you just get some
What?
chicken from the deli and, like, no. They sell chicken fillets for women to give them more, and then they contour, and I don't really know. I don't really understand. I've never used them. But
very
for
weird.
me, we've already gone over the fact that I don't like showing cleavage, and there is one reason, and one reason really only I don't do that is because I just stuff with socks.
yeah.
Like, it works for everything. Like, you've got some spare socks. If at any time you need some new socks for, like, your feet to pad in between the heel that you're wearing and the blisters you're potentially getting. Like, there's multiple uses. If you want to dry some sweat, just pull it out and dab away. No,
Yeah.
like,
That in tissues work as well.
tissues do as well, but I find with socks you get, like, I get too revealing here. Like, I'm revealing my entire process.
Well, this is what we're doing.
I guess, yeah.
Process of
We're
it.
talking about cosplay. Hey, so yeah, I just get 2 socks. I roll them up like you do, like, to put them away, and it's just one roll on each side. And because it's a push-up bra, it gives it that shape, and it gives you that womanly figure that you want in amongst the corset as well. So the corset, because I've got an underbust corset, I also, on a side note, have a weird chest. I don't know if that's important, but my rib cage sticks out. So when I wear a corset, I kind of position the corset so that it rides with the rib cage.
Yeah.
Because then I sit the bra against that rib cage because it's extra push.
Yeah.
And then the push-up bra and socks. And that's literally it. I know that sounds really, like,
No, it's
stupid,
it's
but
a good process.
it's just easy to do. And that's also why I will never wear, well, I won't say never, but I won't wear a costume that reveals my chest or any cleavage because I'm not the best at makeup skills.
Yeah.
I'm also not the best at making my chest look like a woman's chest. Like drag queens and everything like that are great at it and they contour away and they do all of that, but I just don't know how to, I guess. Like it's hard.
I think with cosplay also you'd have to practice a lot with makeup as well.
Yeah, like I have spent more time in front of the mirror applying makeup than I have done anything else cosplay wise. Because obviously, and sometimes the easiest thing to do is literally just get someone to do it for you. I know that sounds super lazy, but I just literally asked some of my female friends, I'm like, hey, I'm a little stressed. I don't really know how to make this look like the character. Do you guys have any ideas or do you guys know how to do it? Would you be able to help me? And most of the time, women are more than happy to dress a man up in makeup. Just on a side note, they're
don't
like,
ask me, though.
all right, let's go. I'm like, okay.
So just don't ask me because I know like the basics.
That's why we're on a
of
podcast
makeup.
because I haven't asked you. Like, but I've gotten to a stage where like I've done so many now that I've picked up the bare essentials.
Yeah.
So I'm really I'm really bad at eyeshadow. I can't really do that. Eyeliner is terrible, and I know that a lot of women struggle with that as well. I'm really bad at that. I'm really good at foundation, I've discovered. Like I can apply that quite well, and the powder, but foundation is also the easiest thing to apply. Anyway, I'm really sorry. We're running out of time, and there's so much more I could talk about. I guess it's over to our... I guess we're finished talking about this. I really want to do a part 2. We should do a part 2 of this.
We should. Not next week. But we might.
But I still have more to talk about.
But we can probably continue it a bit more. I reckon if you guys have any questions at all, send them through to us. And especially if it's about cosplay or gender bend, send them through to us, and we'll answer them the next time we come onto the subject again.
And if you don't feel like comfortable asking those questions to us and answering them live on the air or recording or whatever, just like honestly, I am one of the easiest people to approach, especially when it comes to men trying to dress as women and stuff like that. So if you have questions about that, like definitely feel free to send. Like my inbox is always open.
Yeah, so is mine.
On that note, our shout out of the week. So it's my turn to shout out someone this week, and I wanted to kind of stick with our topic this week, and I found, well, I already knew of this cosplayer that does a lot of crossplay. He's an amazing guy. He's super lovable. He's super friendly, and that would be AK Wiru. So he is on Instagram. He literally will post so many tutorials on how to do things, how to make things cosplay-wise, but also he does some really funny videos.
He is literally a blessing to this community.
He is so funny.
His work is outstanding because I've seen some of like his Pokemon work, and I'm like the way that he can transform into that Pokemon, and then
like when he did the shell one. It was a Shelder or something, or Cloyster or something like that.
And just watching the video, I'm like, that's so cool.
It's so cool.
And then he's done big builds, and
he actually won something on Oz Comic Con, I think. Yeah.
So then that went like viral and everything, and then I've seen him doing like his crossplay and his videos for them, and these videos are relatable for any cosplayer whatsoever. And you might have seen some of his stuff. It's him walking into his hotel room, stands there for like a split second, and then goes, freedom! And then he just pulls...
Because that's literally what it is, though.
It is. Like, he like pulls his wigs off, and then he takes everything off, and just like rubs all his makeup off, and then he like jumps onto his bed and cries.
That's literally
it.
Us. Like for me, I sit there, I take off the dress, and the bra I have buttons up at the front. So I literally just go, and the socks, just like it's a whole visual image, but...
The first thing I do when I get home is take the wig off. Like I'm looking forward to taking this wig off right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to sweat a little. I'm like,
it's more hurting like my temples at the moment. But I'm just to rip that off, and then I just slowly take everything off. Yep. And then I don't even take my makeup off at the time. I'll just lie in bed, relax. I'll probably be lying there for about an hour, and then I'll be like, okay, I need to take my makeup off now. It's wig and shoes that are like the first things I take off.
Yep. No,
So
yeah.
watching those videos, I've watched them. I don't know how many times.
Same. That's
Because
so
I
funny.
am. I just every single time I'm constantly still laughing at them, and I'm just like, this is so great, and it's gone viral. Like a lot of like,
it's so funny.
if you haven't heard of him,
AK Wiro, you need to
You
check
need
this
to
out.
check
Like
him out,
you're
like-
way behind.
yes,
Yeah. But he's great. So check him out. I love his work, and yeah, he's definitely one to look out for
Yes.
in the cosplay community.
Well, I think he's planning to move to Canada. I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wait, we're allowed to shout out international? Yes. Damn it.
Oh, we can do whatever, but yeah, he is definitely like a
He's
popular-
someone to look out for,
and
especially being Australian and doing such a diverse amount of costumes, because he literally cosplays a Pokemon and men and women and everything in between. So
Yes.
definitely check him out.
Yes.
On
Yes.
that note, I guess that brings an episode to an end.
Yeah.
I know that we're running out of time, and I really apologize. We try to keep these things to an hour, but I just really want to end on a serious note. And I'm going to look right into this camera here because I really want to connect with you guys. So obviously I am a gay 25-year-old man. I just want to really take a second just to say, if you are a young, impressionable youth or someone that is questioning who they are, questioning their sexuality, questioning what you identify as, questioning your entire place in this world, cosplay will always be there for you, no matter what you want to do with your life and experience and all of those sort of things. So I just want you to know, if you're sitting there and you're questioning anything about yourself and anything and thinking you are something that's wrong in this world, trust me, I've been there, and you are not.
Yeah.
You are the way you are. You are beautiful. You are loved. So please run with it.
Yeah.
Because you are you.
And the cosplay world will like welcome you with open arms.
Open arms. And if
Very
they don't,
brave.
I will.
Yeah.
So on that note, I would just like to say a massive love you to every single one of you out there, whether you're watching this now
Yeah.
or later.
Absolutely.
Sorry to bring that in, but I just wanted to take that. I just wanted to
It's
get in the
something
feels.
that definitely needed to be.
We just need to, on this
said.
platform, I just want to be able to say that. Like,
Yes.
just reining back in. And yeah. Sorry, everyone.
Proud of you.
It took a big moment. But on that note, that brings episode 2 to a close.
Yep.
Thank you so much to everyone listening, I guess.
Yes.
And we haven't decided on a topic for episode 3, have we?
Not yet.
Not yet, but we will.
We will. We
So,
will.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We will announce that a few days before next Monday, which I'm looking forward to episode 3.
I can't believe we're 3 weeks in already.
I know.
That's crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right. then.
stay tuned. Once again, thank you to wait, what is it?
Scramble Pixels.
Scramble Pixels. I don't know what I was about to say. I don't even know where I was
You
right
don't
then.
even
I was
know
off
the
on a
ad.
like totally different thing. I'm like, hey, I read the ad, but I have no idea what I'm talking about now. So
Well,
apologies.
thank you so much, Scramble Pixels,
Thank you
for
so much, Scramble Pixels.
giving us the opportunity to be able to bring this podcast to life and bring it out to all of you guys. I've had so many people who are like, "This, I love what you guys are doing," and I think it's a great
Platform to do that as well, yeah.
So thank you so much for letting us do this opportunity.
And letting us talk about such serious topics as well. I think like
Letting us ramble.
while we try to be fun and lighthearted all the time, this is such an opportunity for us to kind of bring ourselves to
Yeah.
you and bring you to us, I guess.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so I guess that's Bellamy Cosplay signing off for once again.
And it's Brie K Cosplay signing off. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.